To the giraffe. Folks, please no screaming, you're going to scare off the animals. If you want a closer view of that old copy, you can head over to Gorilla Falls after this. Now a bit further up on this left-hand side is going to be the watering hole. The watering hole tends to be a pretty popular spot for animals to come and socialize. Hopefully we'll get to see somebody out here. Why?
Oh, the duck.
Up on that left-hand side is going to be the black rhino. The black rhino can weigh about 3,000 pounds. There's about 5,000 of them in the wild. And they do prefer to spend their days alone at nighttime. They are a lot more social.
That was huge.
I'm missing one of two animals over here. Let's see if we can find them. Usually they have this really nice hiding spot where they tend to spend most of their time. It's going to be coming up on this left-hand side. Ooh. And sure enough, there they are. Those cinnamon-colored animals, those are going to be bongos. Now, bongos are known as the ghosts of the forest. They're usually not this visible, so it's awesome we get to see them here. Both males and females will have those long, winding horns. Those horns prevent them from getting stuck in the vegetation they like to hide in. And a bit further down on that left-hand side, those tan animals with the white stripes going down their backs. Those are greater kudu. Now, the males will have horns, but the females won't. So we could tell that those were females. So we saw almost every animal in the forest. That is not bad at all. And we're fairly close to our next stop as well. So let's keep going. In just a moment, we will be approaching the Sapi River. And the Sapi River is home to some pretty dangerous animals, including hippos and crocodiles. So hopefully we'll get to see both of them. Now, if you don't see a hippo right away, that's okay. Check in the water. Hippos do spend most of their time in there. They can actually hold their breath for up to 8 minutes underwater. There's actually one in the water on that right-hand side. Just went underwater. Just poke his head out. Hippo! See if he gets up or not.
Oh! That's a hippo! Those things are
That is huge.
That's huge.
Definitely not something we get to see every day. How exciting. A
look.
bit further up on this left-hand side are going to be the pink duck pelicans. They get their pink feathers during mating season. They can live in colonies of up to 100 of them.
That's a lot of birds.
That is
Now this next animal that we're going to see is
Oh.
you do not want
Oh,
to see
he's
up
right
close.
there.
Hopefully make sure we stay seated, friends. They can reach up to 20 feet in length, and they have jaws strong enough to crush bone. That animal is going to be the Nile crocodile, so please stay seated. They'll be coming up on the left-hand side in just a moment. Now they are ambush predators. They wait for their food to come to them. They're found in many different bodies of water.
Oh, wow. That one's got his mouth
Some
open.
have even been seen swimming in the ocean. So there those Nile crocodiles.
Oh, wow. Holy crap. These things are
We
huge.
are safe, we are out of the way, and we're actually headed to another change of ecosystem. In just a moment, we'll be headed to the savannah. Now, the savannah is home to some pretty popular animals, including giraffes, elephants, and zebras, so hopefully we'll get to see all of the above. And a bit further up on this right-hand side is going to be the baobab tree. Now, the baobab tree is also known as the tree of life. During droughts, animals will poke holes in the trunk of the baobab tree to get the water they need to survive. Until further conserve water, that baobab tree will have leaves only 3 months out of the entire year, and they could go up to 9 months without water. Alright, my friends, here we are the savannah. Now we are going to try our best to get as close as possible to some of the animals out here. But again, these are wild animals. They're free to roam around as they please, so they'll be where they want to be. But you'll notice a lot of tall grass in the area, lots of bushes. Makes for some great camouflage for some of the smaller animals out here, like the wildebeest and the springbok. And then, of course, plenty of trees and nice bright green leaves, which are perfect for the giraffes. Now keep an eye out. You never know where we're going to see an animal. I see a couple of them coming up on that right-hand side.
Oh, no.
Those animals on the right-hand side are going to have those gigantic horns, and that animal is the Ankole cattle. Now, the horns on the Ankole cattle can reach about 4 to 6 feet in length, and although they look super heavy, they're actually not. It's a honeycomb-like structure on the inside of those horns. It allows the Ankole cattle to circulate their blood so they can regulate their body temperature and keep cool. We'll move up a little bit. And they're actually the only domesticated animals here on the reserve, and they're seen as a symbol of wealth in some East African tribes. So the more Ankole cattle you have, the wealthier your family is. There's that one that's just kind of hiding by the tree. It looks very ominous.
It looks like beavers.
Just staring right at us. A bit further up on this left-hand side are going to be the African wild dogs. Now, the African wild dogs are also known as the African
wild
dogs because of the unique patterns on their fur. Now, African wild dogs are not hyenas. They are not related to hyenas. Hyenas are actually their own species altogether. And although they are small and they're fairly cute, they're actually extremely dangerous. And they are one of the most successful predators out here in Africa. They work together to chase their prey to exhaustion. Bit further down on this left
Those things were
side,
dogs.
the sable antelope. Now, the sable antelope is actually the official emblem
Look
of
at
the
that.
Harambe Wildlife Reserve.
Look at that. Look at the
Those horns
beaver.
arched toward the back further.
He's right there.
Helps prevent any predators from surprising them. Another Ankole cattle on the left-hand side. A bit of a better view of the other ones on the right. You'll also notice a few termite mounds in the area. These termite mounds can be as strong as concrete. Larger animals
That's a
like
termite
giraffes and
mound?
elephants will use them as scratch
That's
points.
termites?
Smaller animals like antelopes stand on the shorter ones.
What?
Look out for any potential danger in the area.
Oh, what the? Is it termites? Ew. Oh, dude, that's disgusting.
There's going to be another Ankole cattle fairly close to us coming up on the left-hand side.
Oh, that one's real close. Oh, look at him.
Here it is.
Oh, dude, it's like right there.
Those horns are fairly wide, too.
That's a domestic cow.
It's a domestic cow.
Cow would typically go to corn.
See a few animals up ahead as well. We're going to be on that right-hand side. You'll probably notice that big group of grayish animals. Those are going to be white-bearded wildebeest. They can migrate in groups of up to 1.5 million of them, and they'll migrate as far as 500 to 1,000 miles together. And the newborns have about 15 minutes, give or take, to learn how to walk and run. Otherwise, they run the risk of being left behind by the group.
Oh, giraffe. Hold up, what are
Oh, Happy's gonna get a picture.
A bit further up on this right-hand side are the giraffes. Giraffes, of course, are the tallest animals out there. They can reach up to 10 feet in height. Newborns can be as tall as 6 feet. Their tongues can be about 18 inches long. And just for scale, how tall a giraffe could be is how long those Nile crocodiles could be. So both of them are fairly big. You'll notice some of them are sitting down as well. Giraffes will get about 30 minutes of rest a night. And even when they are resting, they're either standing up or sitting down. You'll almost never see a giraffe fully lying down. That's because they are so big. It takes them a while to get up. So in case there's any danger in the area, they need to be able to make that quick getaway to safety. A couple more over here. And in just a moment, we'll be approaching Monkey Point, home of the mandrills.
Oh, yes,
Mandrills are
monkeys.
fairly shy from monkeys, but they still live with their families. Their families are called troops. And one of the ways that they socialize is by grooming each other. And I think there might be another animal out and about over here that's definitely not a mandrill. So be sure to keep an eye out.
So will they not cross the chains?
Alright, so mandrills are going to be on that little left-hand side. Keep an eye out. Sometimes they'll be in the trees, sometimes they'll be
I don't see any.
on the rocks. Side of them there. But all the way in the back on that right hand side is going to be an African elephant. Now looks like that elephant is alone. So that means that he is a male at about 13 to 15 years of age. Male elephant. His family going to live alone. Just because he lives too far away from the rest of his family. If he's here, that means that the females of the younger elephants should be somewhere close by. It's definitely alone over there. So let's keep going. Let's try to find the females. And in order to get to that area, we do have to cross the oldest bridge here on the reserve. It's a little scary looking, but don't worry. It is completely safe. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing that male from this angle. We should be headed in the right direction. Are getting closer to the females. We can tell by the red clay types on the other side of us. Elephants will eat this red clay to get their vitamins and nutrients. You can actually see some tusk marks on that right hand side.
Oh, don't touch me. I'm an elephant. Wow.
Seeing some elephants coming up.
Over there.
That elephant is flapping her ears. It means that she's hot and she's cooling herself down. Elephants have blood vessels behind their ears, so they flap their ears and bring in that cool air. They're regulating their body temperature by doing so.
There he is.
I know it's not the best angle with the on the bushes in the way. Let's see if we can move up. The female elephants will live together to help each other care for their young. The younger elephants will spend all day playing with their cousins and siblings, and at night time it's time to go to bed. They'll go back to their moms, kind of like they have burpees. They're going to be a bit further up ahead. Now, elephants out in the wild, unfortunately, are dealing with habitat loss. There's a mineral where they live called coltan. Coltan is found in some pretty popular products like cell phones and laptops. So the production of those items goes up. The amount of available land for the elephants does go down. But one of the ways that we can help out is by recycling those old cell phones and laptops.
Wow, look how blue that is. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at him.
Hey, you see that elephant is throwing dirt on herself?
Wave.
She's getting hot.
Wave.
She's getting a little sunburn. Elephants will throw dirt, mud, whatever they can find onto themselves, so that can act as a natural sunblock for them.
Oh,
A
wow.
bit further up on this left-hand side are going to be the greater flamingos.
A lot of
Flamingos are the lightest pink flamingo of all the flamingos, and they get their color from their diet, which mainly consists of shrimp.
Oh, look at the baby
And they're
ducks.
called greater flamingos because they are the largest of the flamingos. And you see on that right-hand side,
Baby ducks.
a couple of animals hanging out in the tall grass. Those are going to be the Patterson's eland. That's a family of them. Patterson's eland are the largest antelope in Africa. They can reach up to 6 feet at the shoulders, weigh as much as 2,000 pounds.
Oh, look at that one.
There's an elephant over here.
Why look up? Oh, no.
As well.
Anna, look behind you.
And in just a moment, we'll be approaching the other side of the
Oh, look, there's
savannah.
one just right
Let's
there.
see who's out and about over here. You see a giant mud pit over there. So that means that there should be some rhinos around here. Both black and white rhinos will roll around in the mud. to
Black
keep
and
themselves
white rhinos?
But they'll do it just for fun. You do see some Batabak though, those smaller brown and white animals. At one point in the 20th century,
Where were the
Batabak
rhinos?
almost went extinct, but thanks to farmers, their population has gone up, and now they're of less concern. However, they're still only found on reserves like this one. Let's see.
It's the death pit.
Let's try getting
It's where they
closer to
fight.
the
It's the pit.
Batabak.
It's the pit. It's where they fight. The
There
pit.
they are. Folks, stop calling the animals. A bit further up on this left-hand side are going to be the cheetahs.
Cheetahs.
Are the fastest land animals out there. They can reach speeds of 70 miles per hour. Although they are fast,
I don't see
they're
any.
built for speed, not really power. They'll run for a few yards and then their bodies will get overheated. They'll have to take a few hours to cool down. There's one laying down all the way in the back over there. It's between
I see him.
a couple of trees.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
that
look
long
for the
pointy
tail.
thing
You'll see
right
the
there.
speck of white. And you see the cheetah over there.
Right there. It's-
As you can see,
Oh,
they're really
dude.
great at camouflaging, which is not so great for their prey.
Maybe we'll see, you know.
And coming up are going to be the Kopi Rocks. Where there's Kopi Rocks, there's usually lions. Lions will use the Kopi Rocks to look out for any potential prey in the area. But hanging out on this left-hand side, eating some leaves, those are water buck. The males will have horns, females won't. So we can tell that these are females. You'll never find them too far away from a source of water.
It's a
Hence
water
the name.
buck.
They have a heart-shaped nose, and their tail looks like a bullseye.
The Lion King.
Now, there are 3 lions who live here at the Kopis. There's 2 females and 1 male. If we do get to see them, most likely they will be asleep. I would suggest coming back around sunset or nighttime. That tends to be the best time to see them. Sometimes they'll be roaming around the Kopis. Sometimes they'll be laying down, but they will be awake and they'll be fairly close to each other. And sometimes we are even lucky enough to hear them roar.
Oh, Bill. Oh, Sandy. And we're really hoping to see some lions.
And there's a male. He's awake. There's a female.
Oh, there he is. Female's right there. Male.
So like I said, if you have the time to spare, definitely come back tonight for that nighttime safari.
What are they sheep in the day, though?
A bit further up on this left-hand side, you'll
Turtles?
see those trees. There's a couple of warthogs laying down. Warthogs are related to the domesticated pig. They go to bed
Oh, there they are.
burrows, those holes in the ground. And coming up are going to be a few
Ostrich!
Now, the ostrich, of course, is the largest bird in the world, but because they are so big, they can't fly. But trust me, they make up for in speed. They can run up to 40 miles per hour, and they use their wings to help them change directions while running. See a few eggs on the floor on the right-hand side.
Eggs!
3 to 4 pounds on average. They can withstand the weight of an average-sized human. It's about 160 pounds.
Or
I do have one more spot to visit here on the reserve.
Warthogs.
We headed to the Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen is home to the Scimitar Horn Oryx and the Yellow-billed Stork.
Safari tour.
So most likely on that right-hand side, that's where we're going to find the yellow-billed storks. They have a wingspan of about 5 feet, and they'll eat anything that fits in their feet, including insects, snakes, and sometimes even smaller birds.
What's up?
They don't look like it, but they are fiercely carnivorous. So they're the
Go up a
yellow-billed
little bit.
storks.
Oh, the yellow bills.
And then coming up on the left-hand side is going to be the Scimitar Horn Oryx. They get their name from their horns, which are similarly shaped to the Middle Eastern scimitar sword. Those horns can reach 4.5 feet in length. And one of the ways that they conserve water is they won't sweat until they reach a body temperature of 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And they can withstand such a temperature because they're mainly found out in the desert, but unfortunately they are extinct in the wild. So the only places you can see them are on reserves like this one. Alright everybody, as we approach the outskirts of the village, please be sure to gather all those personal belongings, and we hope you enjoyed your time here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. In this reserve, like the many others here in Africa, we strive to help protect this wildlife and get people excited and engaged in the conservation of these animals. And whether you get involved via the Disney Conservation Fund or something as simple as recycling old cell phones,
V8 Mason, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next videos.